Welcome back to another episode of the Realness Meets Logic podcast. This episode is a little bit more special than the other ones. I love all my guests that has come, but this one right here is different. So I have all my brothers here that I've met throughout the community of Las Vegas. I want y'all to introduce yourselves, let them know about you. Starting with Smooth.
Peace, peace, peace. It's your boy Smooth K, man. You already know I'm 19 years old. I'm a DJ, producer, artist, born and raised in Vegas, West Side. You dig, for the community, for the people. Speak the truth for the youth. That's the truth, baby. Peace.
And can I have Kev go next?
It's your boy YSK, the man, the myth, the legend. Straight out of Las Vegas, um, putting off for the community, trying to change the world.
All right, beautiful. Let me get my boy Anwar.
Hey, hi, my name is Anwar, 21 years old, really invested within the Las Vegas community, just trying to do my best through the organizations I'm connected to, which is ACLU and NAACP, and a lot more, but that, just a little breakdown, that's it for me.
My boy Izzy, what's going on?
Yo, peace everybody. My name is Divine. You may call me Izzy if you wish. I am a
Izzy,
leader
your
within the
connection good,
community
bro?
on organ. Yeah, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? No, that's crazy. Yo, can y'all hear me? Yo,
Yeah, we can hear.
huh? Okay. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I'm like in the highway right now, so like
Can you hear
it's
us?
gonna go in and out. Yeah, I can hear y'all. I can speak
Can you
now?
hear us? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's wild. That's wild. They froze there. Hello?
It's
Can
just
y'all
cutting
hear
out a
me
little
now?
bit, but we can hear you, bro. Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay, cool. I said peace to everyone. My name is Divine. You may call me Izzy. I work within the community. I have my own nonprofit. I work with other organizations just when it comes to just overall health and wellness and civil rights as well. And looking forward to building with you guys and discussing exactly what we're going to talk about.
All right.
Okay,
Last but
cool.
not least. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Chordonn.
Hi, my name's Chordonn. I'm 21 years old. Born and raised in Las Vegas. I go to UNLV, have a clothing brand, Cozy Studios. Um, I just do a bunch of different random things throughout the community. I'm not tied to one organization or another. Wherever I need to be at, or wherever I can be at the time, that's where I'm gonna be at.
Okay. I love that. A lot of support, a lot of positivity. Y'all are doing amazing things. Now we're gonna before we get into these questions, I do have an icebreaker question. It's pretty fun. So if you could pick one fictional character to be your best friend, who would it be?
I guess I'll go first. This probably isn't my top answer, but this is just the first thing that came to my head. Brian Griffin, the dog from Family Guy, would definitely be my fictional best friend because he's cool. He and Stewie have a good time. He and Peter have a good time. But when Stewie or Peter or Chris or anybody in the show is really like maybe just besides themselves, he reels them back in like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like, so yeah, he's definitely Brian Griffin for sure.
That's a good answer. Who
Uh,
next?
I I can definitely go next, man. The first thought, again, probably not my top, but the first thought was Eddie, bro, from Ed and Eddie, because he always got a he always got a little scheme going on, bro. He just seemed
Oh, the funny
fun,
dude.
bro. Yeah, like the small bro, dude, always making cash, always got a little scheme going on, and it never really hurt nobody except him when it don't work out. But it just seems super fun. That's definitely my first thing that I thought of.
All right, I guess I'll go. Oh, you want to go, Kev?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Okay.
I would probably say I would probably say number five from Kids Next Door. That's that. I feel like that would be my dog. She like top tier. You feel me? She's stacking stuff behind you. You know, she's definitely like loyal best friend type vibe. You know.
All right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Me personally, man, because it been in my life since childhood. Gotta go with my boy Spider Man. But I'm sadly not doing
Oh,
Peter, man. I gotta do my
crazy.
boy Miles, man. Gotta do my boy Miles, man. I gotta do my boy Miles. I love Peter. I love what he did, but I just love Miles, man. He doing his thing. But like sadly, we gotta see what's going on, with part three. But he's my personal best friend because not only he's just African American, not just because of that, but because of certain things I relate. Like he loves music. I mess with music. You feel me? Like little certain stuff relate to everyday life, not just as being Spider-Man, just being a normal everyday person. I relate to that with the music, how it figures out in your neighbor in your everyday life, and then it can figure out somehow some that's from a whole other thing. You know what I'm saying? So just little stuff like that I relate to. So I gotta be with my boy Miles, man. He knows stuff.
Dang, that's what's up, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. After hearing all these answers, I'm low key kind of stuck. But I'm gonna say Simba from The Lion King. I'm gonna say that because it's like a talking lion, and like he has a good heart. He's genuine. He believes in family, loyalty, brotherhood, and things like that. And like he a lion, you know what I'm saying? Like he got like a lion pride. So if like something go down, like that's access right there. So
Yeah, not only that, he's a king. He the Lion
yeah,
King. He don't
he
get
the
above
king.
that. He top dog.
He top dog, and he seemed like he a cool dude too.
I
So
always wanted a brother.
listen, that's my movie.
Hey, you feel
That is
me?
my
That's
movie.
that
Like
joint.
I
That's that
literally
joint,
like
boy.
every
That's that joint. Word is bond.
literally I ain't gonna cap. Literally like since I seen that movie, I go into Amazon Music and I'll find that playlist and I'll play a couple of them songs either on my way to bed, waking up for the day. Playlist is fire. All right, so thank y'all for that. Now we're gonna get into the question. So question number one. So I'm gonna answer it first. Gotta set the tone. I'm gonna answer it first, and then y'all can decide how y'all wanna answer. Or I can just call on y'all. I think I'll just call on y'all. So question number one. What city are you originally from, and how does it play a part in who you are today? So with me starting off, I'm originally from Chicago, more specifically the west side of Chicago, and how it plays a role into who I am. One, like growing up around some of the things I grew up around, like, violence and then people going to jail in my family, being locked up, guns, drugs, and all that other stuff, drug dealers on corners, things like that. I just knew that I wanted more for myself. And that caused me to kind of stand out in that environment because I wanted more for myself. So that kind of led to me being isolated in some ways by my peers because it was always this underlying thing of we rock with Avery because he's such a cool dude, but we don't rock with him because like he ain't one of us, he different type stuff. So I kind of had to lean more into self sufficiency in that way, and then Smooth could relate to this as well from the conversations we've had, like with my family as well. And that'll touch on another question coming up. I'm gonna touch on it briefly right now. I didn't really resonate or relate to them like that because the way my mind was, I always thought from like a different perspective, and it was just hard to kind of relate to people in a certain way. And that kind of leads into why I do what I do and why I'm so passionate for the youth because I know there's other youth out there like that, or even just youth that are in those paths that could use more guidance because I feel it's a lack of proper guidance into more positive directions and a lack of opportunity. So I want to definitely help fill that gap in. So, Smooth, I'm gonna call on you, bro. What city are you originally from, and how does it play a part in who you are today?
Okay. Born and raised LV. You dig what I'm saying? West side, but I was raised from a block from the hood. You feel me? So Kind of like Kendrick, good kid, Mad City, but I was just a nerd. You feel me? I was a nerd, but I was raised around it, so it played a part of my everyday life because I definitely agree with. I saw the things that I didn't want to get into, and I saw the things I want to get into. You know what I'm saying? And being innocent kind of boosts me to not get to the other side of things. You feel me? But life still did its thing. Eventually went on, and I mean, people think I don't want to bring this up, but it's coming to my head. You know, a lot of people think that Vegas is just like Cali, but it's really different. Like everything is very different, but it's the same but different. You know what I'm saying? It's still the same thing. It's still the gang banging and all that stuff like that. But the only difference is it's just closer now. Now it's just everybody's just closer, and you know of somebody or you know that person. You feel me? So I really just want to say that I'm not saying that to say Vegas is a negative space. I'm just saying that that's my everyday life. That's just the stuff that I see, but I don't let that be me. You feel me? That's not me. You know what I'm saying? I still put that aside and I still figure out who I am, and who I am is definitely the opposite of that. And I'm just blessed from the universe that they showed me the difference. You feel me? But that's the everyday life of West Side Las Vegas.
I love that perspective, brother. Kev, you from the city. Touch on your perspective, brother. What city are you originally from, and how does it play a part in who you are today?
I was born in Las Vegas. Kind of raised everywhere. We moved a lot, so I wasn't able to really relate to people. Spent majority of my life on the South Side. Um, and this growing up on the South Side, I seen the change, right? I seen the change. I seen the change from it go from the suburbs to everybody from Cali moving out there. It gets kind of wicked, you know. Um, but sitting back and really evaluating my life, I never really was able to fit in. I always kind of stood out. I kind of found myself being a little. Uh, it was weird. It's like popular, but at the same time, I would rather stand 10 toes by myself.
Popular loner?
Tight, tight. I didn't want to say that, but yeah, popular loner. Like people hung out with me. People were like, "Yo, that's Kev," but I wasn't popping out to your functions. I wasn't going out to anybody to hang out with anybody. I would rather sit at home, play video games, watch anime, and listen to music.
Love it. Love this authenticity. We on realness meets logic, so I love the authenticity. Brother Izzy, what's going on, brother? What city are you from, and how does it play a part in who you are today?
Okay, so what city am I from and how does it play a part of who I am today? So I am born and raised here in Las Vegas, and from growing up, I grew up in multiple parts of this city, and from my journey within the community as well, has led me to being in parts of the city where I got to observe different type of lifestyles, and different aspects of reality where, from ranging from poverty and between wealth as well. So being able to observe all of that and exactly what reality is from all of the people that are living within the city, including the historic West Side, that from that observation has fueled not only just my purpose but also my passion when it came to helping the people out, when it came to being of service and creating something for the community when it comes to resources, events, workshops, or anything in particular that has to do with the growth and development of the people. So being able to observe exactly what the city is going through and the people living within the city, being able to see exactly the different type of lifestyles within the city, I would say that would be my answer. I'm able to say that I've been through and observed, witnessed, and be a part of different aspects, different elements of this reality within Las Vegas.
Beautiful, brother. Thank you. Thank you, man. That's beautiful. Anwar, what's going on, brother? Can you turn the audio up? You sound a little low.
Oh,
There we go.
yeah, that's
Okay,
no
that's much
problem.
better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Cool. Okay. I just need to speak more into it, I guess. Yeah, so I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, wow.
I don't know where that came from.
That was creepy.
Uh, um, Yeah, I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. But to be frank, despite being here for like the first 14 years of my life, it's pretty hard to remember what the city is, or how I was within the city. I was just a kid going to high school, or not going to high school, going to elementary and middle school. Spent my summers within the house. So to speak on that perspective, coming back to Las Vegas within my later teenage years, being like 18, to see the city and remember it's crazy. Like we have a huge pyramid that just blasts light into the sky 24/7. When I flew back and saw that, that blew my mind. And I have to say, getting back into the city, it's really given me a great appreciation for just the community that surround myself in. Immediate as I live downtown, 89101. And so that allows me to be a lot to help within the homeless community because we have a lot of homeless people within 89101, especially downtown. So that's allowing me to get a lot more grace because a lot of homeless people, and we're all guilty of it. They're here and then we look over here. So it's given me a lot of grace in regards to giving them the time of day. Every person I see, and they really don't like it, like the tourists really don't like it, but every person I see, I say hi, good morning, good afternoon, how are you, just walking down the street. Now most of them won't answer. But being within the community, especially if in Las Vegas, where a lot of people are not from here, it gives me the thought process that we really are a hodgepodge of all over the country, all over the world. Really, we have 2.3 million people coming here every year. It's one of the most popular cities within the world. So allowing or being within Las Vegas and really kind of being someone who moved here despite being here. You get what I'm saying? Um, it's been really nice to be within my community, give to the homeless community, the migrant community, doing voter registration. It really does give me a lot of grace for a lot of people.
Wow, brother, that was a very informative and well detailed response to that question, man. Like you said, it was long, but it was necessary because the housing insecurity here is very, it's very serious here. It's like a large
It's
population
real
out here.
bad.
It's very real. So I'm glad that you spoke on that, brother. Like real talk. And I definitely get where you're coming from when you said that you kind of you said you're not well you grew up here but you got a chance to really experience it at your later years when you came back to the city because you was able to see it from a more mature perspective.
Absolutely.
And I rock with that. Chordonn, brother, what city are you originally from and how does it play a part in who you are today?
I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, like I said in my intro. How does it play a part in who I am today? Probably just this chill personality that I have plays a part. Being born and raised in Vegas, you see a lot at a young age. You see the bright lights all day and all night. Especially with older brothers and cousins, they're telling you their stories of the nightlife in Vegas, and it's like now that I am 21, and it's like it's not that's not what I do. Like that's not what's exciting to me. It's like I've already been told the stories of how it goes, seen the videos. I've all like it's almost like I lived it through my older cousins and brothers and stuff. And my parents too. I feel like the people who I grew up around, um, as far as mentors and elders and teachers and things like that kind of shaped who I am today because I also went to elementary school and my grandma stayed on the west side. So as a young kid, I was on the west side a lot. And if you know, the west side isn't how do I put this? It's beautiful because it's us, but it is the hood, if you would go as far as saying that. But as a kid, you see things that are, you see what you don't want to be like, if that makes sense. And I feel like that kind of shaped who I am and the hunger that I have of just not wanting to be a certain type of person that is all too familiar, when it comes to being a product of this city.
Wow. You know what? Thank you, Cordon, for that. What I recognize and what I realized from this interaction, even though I know y'all outside of this podcast, you feel me? Just hearing y'all stories, because we don't get to talk on these kind of levels consistently, I realized that we are all very like-minded. Like we're all very like-minded. We've all, seen certain things in our childhood and even in our later years of before we reached adulthood, of things that we didn't want to be like and things that we didn't want to add on to, but things we wanted to go away from and actually help lead others into a more positive direction. So we definitely do have that alignment there. So that's fire. Like honestly, I look forward to see what all of you guys do in this city and beyond. I swear to God, I look forward to seeing it. I see y'all on Instagram. I don't be on the gram as much. I post my stuff and I get off. But I do see y'all, especially when y'all hit the timeline. Y'all are doing amazing. I love y'all. Like y'all are literally representations of
Love,
black
bro.
and brown excellence. Like on some real stuff. I'm not even just trying to BS just for the podcast. Like y'all know I'm not gonna fake the funk for nobody. Like for real, I look forward to what y'all do. So my second question. Did you grow up in a two-parent household or a single-parent household? And how did that kind of household affect you growing up? So I'll start first, like I'm going to do for the rest of these questions. I grew up in a single-parent household. My pops, he was in Springfield, Illinois. That's where I was born before I moved to Chicago with my mom before I was two. And he was locked up until I was like I think 11. When I really seen him, I seen him through the glass and stuff like that as a kid. When my mom would take me, but for the most part, it was a single parent household. We had a good support system. Grandma was there, grandparents was there. Family was a little hectic, but we'll get into that later on in this discussion. But for the most part, I did grow up in a single parent household, but I don't consider it to be dysfunctional nor a broken household because my mom, she really held me down. She poured life into me. She spoke life into me. She was patient, and we really grew up together. Like, my mom had me at 18, so we grew together. We're still growing together, and it's not like we have a really good relationship, open line of communication. Blessed to have the situation that I have. So I did grow up in a single parent household, but it definitely was not a dysfunctional one. So I'll let let's get Kev in here.
I grew up. Jesus, I need some water.
Hi,
Oh my
girl.
God.
I
You
told
guys
you.
hear that? Goodness. No, I grew up in a two-parent household. Um, I I got to see the ups and downs between my parents, sort of, kind of. Um, Obviously, it wasn't anything too crazy for them to split because they kind of hid it away from me and my sister as best as they could. Um, but growing up in a two-parent household, you can definitely see the perspective of two. You see both sides of every story, right? So, like, my mom always told me to be a gentleman, right? You want to be a gentleman to the ladies, you know? And, you know, when I got my heart broken, she understood, but she can't understand a male's perspective. So I talked to my father about it. He understands exactly, right? Um, I talked to my mother about, the peer pressure of school and people that are trying to bully me and think and ways I have to stand up for myself. And she's like, well, just protect yourself at all times, but always don't ever be the bully. Don't ever be the bully. While my dad would tell me, punch them in the face. Like it would be like, and not in a negative way, but just protecting yourself, protecting who you are, protecting your pride, right? And now pride could be the death of many people. But when I say pride, I don't mean pride in a negative manner. I mean pride in the sense of taking care of yours, you and yours. You know, that's the main thing. Seeing how my father has taken care of this household, seeing how my father has been able to just bear on all of the responsibilities of a family, and to be able to carry that and move it to a next level, it inspires me to be a better man myself, right? Being able to see certain friends and certain family members that don't necessarily have a what did they say, a nuclear family, right? Or a yeah, nuclear family. I think that's the proper way. Um, to see how they embrace my family and how my family embraces them, you know, it means the world to me. I see how everyone is as a collective. They need that. Everyone needs that. Everyone needs like someone they can see both perspectives, fall back on, and still feel love. You know, if that makes sense. I hope I didn't talk in circles. You know.
No, that made a lot of sense, bro. And honestly, me coming from like a family of mostly single parent households, you actually brought a whole new perspective to it of how you can have a two parent household, but you can still have the ups and the downs. Because when you grow up with like a single parent household, you wish your parents like I'm gonna speak. I'm not saying you don't speak in general. Like a person would wish their family was one that they had the other person in the house. But I had on my last podcast my another brother from Chicago, the South Side, Zay the Barber. Love you, bro. Salute to you. Appreciate you for showing the love on last episode. He actually told me that it was a blessing that he just lived with his mom because of the stuff his father was into. He said that, and it changed my whole perspective on it. I said, wow, I was expecting a politically correct answer. So that's what I was kind of going for, but he flipped the table on me. He said, you know what? I'm gonna give you my perspective. If my pops was in that house, and this is him speaking, he said if his pops was in that house, he would have been down a way worse path and probably wouldn't even been able to speak to me on that episode because of the kind of man that his father was. And that changed my perspective because I was thinking like, dang, we need more fathers in the house, but we need fathers in the house with the right mindset, the right positive influence, bringing the right things, not just a father there, but someone that can be that positive thing. So I'm not going to go on a tangent too long, but thank you, Kev. That was a great perspective, and I appreciate you adding on to that because we mainly hear mainly just like the single parent and how sad that can be. But thank you for adding on to that perspective. Smooth K.
What up, man? So I think my bad. I had to go charge my phone, but I think the question was, do you live with a one parent or two parent? And I believe it's is it that just that one question or is it an add on?
It was an add-on. So it was, are you was your parent was your household a single parent household or was both your parents there? And then the add-on was how did that affect you growing up?
Okay, okay. So believe it or not, and this cause man, you know what I'm saying, my mom, she never told business. You know what I'm saying? My mom always keep it real, but she never tell her business, you feel me? But it was actually one parent, you know what I'm saying? My dad left me around like what, 2, 3, you feel me? And then he went on and did his own life. So like all the way till I was like 13, 14, I had no male figure. So there was only just one parent. But I did have a father who stepped up, a stepfather, you feel me? He came in around 14, 15, and he actually changed my whole perspective of not only how to be a man, but how to treat others. You know what I'm saying? Because for many, and on top of that too, I was bullied too. So like, no male figure, bullied. I'm like, you feel me? Like, what's going on? But when he came in my life, not only he taught me how to be a man, not just like physically but just like mentally, because everything is mental, you know what I'm saying, in this life, you feel me? It's everything is mental. So when he came in, he made me change my whole perspective of life, understanding that, okay, you know what, it's Sonder, you know what I'm saying, you're not the only person who's going through something, but on top of that too though, who are you? I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that. You feel me? I didn't really have that till he showed up. So it's just a blessing to have that perspective because now I can move with my feminine and my masculine energy. And believe it or not, we need both. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it also taught me as well, that we need both. You know what I'm saying? Like I talk with my hands, you feel me? But I also do understand who I am. You feel me? So I think I had one, but I got two, and I got really three now, because he's my pops is still here, and he's doing his thing, and he's getting his tracks right back. So I'm proud of him for taking that second chance for himself and getting himself together. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, you know what I'm saying? I think we got to understand too at the end of the day that our parents are actually humans too. So, that was his choice that he made, and as long as he's dealing with it and making better for himself, that's what matters. So, yeah, peace.
Man, I appreciate that, brother. Like, I definitely want Brother Izzy to tackle this question next. But before he does that, I want to commend you, Smooth, because whenever there are situations where you like the parent would be absent in certain areas of the life and you try to build that relationship, a lot of the reason why it's kind of stopped and why it's like a bump in the road is due to what Kev was talking about, pride. Pride, hurt, unresolved feelings, and not giving grace and space, to that person, because we do need to realize that our parents are human. When we're kids, we think that, especially our moms, like when you come from a single parent house, a single mother household, single black mom household, single Mexican mother household, whatever the case may be, you look at them as superwoman because they doing everything. It's tackling it. They got kids. They doing all this. They still making sure you got a roof over your head, and they doing everything for their kids. So it's just, and one thing I love from my mom is she keeps it 100 with me. Like she allows herself to be vulnerable in certain areas, and she waited until I got older to tell me certain things. It was kind of like peeling back an onion. The older I got, the more I knew, which I appreciate because I don't have to know everything, but it allowed for me to humanize her and for me to look at her as a person and not just this person raising me, because she was a whole individual with a whole nother life before she was a mother. So I definitely do appreciate that, Smooth, man. Thank you so much for your vulnerability. Brother Izzy, did you grow up in a single parent household or a two parent household, and how did that affect you growing up?
Yes. So first and foremost, who raised me first was God. God, I would say, is who raised me from the beginning and is still raising me currently till this day. Now, for the sake of the question, I was raised in a two-parent household. I have a mother and a father. Um, I do not know my biological father, but I do have a father figure who has stepped in until when I was young to raise me and to also provide for my family, for my mother and for my little sister too. I would say, but however, there has been multiple parental figures within my life that has helped shape me for who I am today, who has guided me, who has shared to me wisdom, who has shared to me lessons, knowledge even, who has been there when I fell down and helped me get back up. Since basically my whole entire journey. So and that looked like different phases in life, whether it be a stranger across the street, somebody you work with, a teacher, or somebody within the community. I've had multiple parental figures and influences that has helped me to become the man who I am today. But yeah, for the sake of the question, I was and I still am raised in a two person household. And yeah, my mother is not from here. She's from Mexico, and my father, he basically is military groomed, so he's very militant. So with that type of environment that I grew up in with a lot of love, right? A lot of soft love from my mother, but also a lot of tough love from my father too. So it really helped me shape exactly who I am today. Just being able to recognize what love feels like. And yeah, they weren't necessarily perfect, right? I won't say every parent is perfect. However, they did their best and they tried their best. And like Smooth said, they human beings. They people at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So just like ourselves, we in this journey, we going through this life shit, this life stuff together, you know what I'm saying? They are too, you know, and they've been in a little bit longer than us, you know. So however, what makes us different is that we in a whole different world than they was. You know, that we got artificial intelligence, we got cryptocurrency, we got Trump in office. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole bunch of things going on within this generation, within this year that they did not have to go through. So yeah, our story is gonna be completely different, and the way we handle our children is gonna be different too. So I'm excited to have children, you know what I'm saying, have seeds. And I'm excited for my brothers out here, you know what I'm saying, to have their kids too, you know what I'm saying. Little YSKs and little smooths and little he's like you know what I'm saying. But like yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, you know. So yeah, I pray I answered your question properly.
Absolutely, you did, brother. And I just want to say this real quick. I love how y'all are answering these questions. I hate cookie cutter answers. I don't like asking cookie cutter questions. These are just like prompts. Like they're like pretty much just the foundation for y'all to dive deep. You know, like I told y'all, I'm very introspective when it comes to things like this. So I love that y'all are kind of going outside the box, but still staying around the environment of the box with these questions. So I appreciate that and y'all being as authentic as y'all are. And brother Izzy, I love that you touched on that it was multiple people that helped raise you as well. I had my grandmother as well. I had some cousins, you know, some people my mom was messing with at times. They was pretty cool. And it takes a village. And how you brought up the phases, because different phases do cause for different faces to be in your life at certain different times. So I definitely do appreciate that authenticity, brother. Brother Cordon, did you grow up in a single parent household or a two parent household, and how did that affect you growing up?
Um, I grew up in a single parent household. My mother and father split when I was two. But my dad has always been around. Um, I feel like it goes back to my last answer for the last question was it just shapes the hunger and the way that I look at life. And seeing what again, what I don't want for myself is growing up seeing my mom stressed about work and money and things like that. It's always been a motivator to be like, my life's not gonna be like that, and her life's not gonna be like that eventually if I have say so over it, and if it's God's will. But yeah, I feel like it just shaped me to be independent because, like Kevin mentioned, a woman can't feel everything that from a male's anything from a male's perspective, really. Um, and I didn't have that male perspective in the house to just be able to walk in a room and be like, yo, dad, this is what's going on. And certain things, how your mom's gonna react. So rather than being like, yo, mom, this is what's going on, a lot of stuff I just thugged out on my own. And that's just, that's not something that's healthy. And we're gonna go to therapy and figure that out. But yeah, right now it's just kind of like, I've been the man of this house since I was 12 years old. So it's always been me that has to help out when she needs help. Nobody else comes to take care of her when she's sick. Nobody else is, helping out around the house. And um, when it came to raising me, I had the help of my grandma and her two sisters. So, really just being that not only for this household, but for their households as well, because I'm the only child here in Vegas. The rest of my cousins are in Chicago, and we don't really speak to them. But it's just been kind of this, I wouldn't say burden, but definitely a weight on my shoulders from my preteen years up until now, and it's kind of just molded me into this hyper independent kind of person.
Brother, thank you for your vulnerability. There is power in our vulnerability, especially when we are ready to share and we're in a good, healthy space from those things, even if we're still healing. As long as you're in a good enough space to share, that vulnerability can always help somebody else. Because this isn't just a conversation amongst brothers. This is going to be out there. This podcast is going places. I'm telling y'all. I'm going to make sure it goes somewhere. For real. Especially this time around. But I definitely do appreciate y'all vulnerability. I do want to get into this next question, but I believe Anwar did not answer this one yet. So, brother Anwar, I would like to hear from you. Did you grow up in a single parent household or a two parent household, and how did that affect you growing up?
Guys, y'all gotta point fingers, all right? Really glad I went last. First, I really appreciate everybody's answers. The dichotomy between people who have been in a one parent household and people that have been in a two parent household. It's very interesting to hear. My household it was very turbulent. So, to get a little bit of context out of the way, I'm adopted. Most of the people that know my mother as my mother, that's my adopted mother. Aisha Goings adopted me. So because of that, in that way, I was in a one-person household. However, my biological mother is my adopted mother's god sister. So things happen where my mother wanted a child, but she just could not have one. Multiple times it didn't work out. And of course, as I know this is going somewhere, I'm making sure all this information, she's told about this. But yeah, she could not have a child. She tried and she tried and she tried and she fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And at the end of that, my biological mother called her and said, "Hey, I don't think I can take care of this child. Would you be able to do it?" So because of that, since I was in a one-person household with my adopted mother, I was still able to hang out with my biological family. I know my brothers, I know my sisters, I know my mother and my father. We're all pretty. You guys know my brother. We are very well connected, which is very nice for someone being adopted to even know their biological family. Not only that, but be able to hang out with them. So being in a one-person household, especially with my mom, we talk on how our black mothers or any single mother is really superwoman. They do so much, especially as someone who has Asperger's, which is now under the autism spectrum. Though I'm high functioning, this has not forced me. It puts me in situations where I may not know social cues or I may not understand what's going on socially. And because of that, my mother had to intentionally raise me. She had to take herself out of situations. She's had to not take job opportunities because I needed her. There was never really an opportunity, especially from 0 to 14, where I didn't need her. So, come 14, my mom realizes I need to be consistently in a two-person household. So, she sent me to Fresno, California to live with my aunt and uncle for high school. And that was magnificent. Not only just being in a different space where it was very rural. I mean, we didn't have any stop signs, any stoplights. We barely had sidewalks. To the right, grapevines. Back 5 miles is a Dollar General. It was very rural. So being in a completely different environment, both family-wise and location-wise, it really gave me appreciation for seeing what a consistent, loving two-person household is. It really shaped the way I viewed relationships, the way I viewed my future, especially relationship-wise, because there's no option for me, God forbid, that I don't have a two-person household for my children. And I appreciate the what my mother has done for me, but I see the dichotomy between one and another. And as men are built through single-person household, through the black opiate and 80s epidemic of like, fatherlessness. It was really nice to see the difference in my own life between being in a one person household and a two-person household. Now I'm in a one-person household now. And like I said, it's really shaped almost everything about me, especially relationship wise. It allows me to view relationships as a partnership and not just two people coming together. No, because it's very easy, especially when you're in a one person household and not seeing um, what two people being together can be.
Mm.
Especially healthy wise, because sometimes you may be in a two-person household, and as you spoke with your previous guest, maybe having them out of the situation would have been better.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a little convoluted. I have a very convoluted life story, but I think I answered the question good.
You answered it wonderfully, brother. I appreciate you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad that we're doing this because I feel a lot more closer to you guys, especially going to these more deeper subjects. We see each other, we talk, we hang out. I don't know what kind of conversations you guys have, amongst each other, but I know like we have our deep moments and stuff. But for the most part, it's more surface, more fun, and that's how it should be. But this is definitely a opportunity for me to get to know y'all on a deeper perspective, and to get the youth and everybody else who will be viewing this podcast a new perspective, and to see the different ways of like how the upbringing can be compared to who you are today. And it can be inspiration. Them seeing Izzy doing his thing, workshops. You're a certified life coach, right? Bro, like that's what I'm saying. That's fire, Kev, bro. Like you going through what you had to go through, and now you finna be taking over these stages, bro. Smooth. I'm proud of you, bro, because you a cold DJ. That's one. You a cold DJ, and when you make it, I expect to get in them clubs with a nice little deal. But on some real stuff though, you feel me? Like I love that you tapping into your artistry and that you allowing yourself to transition and pivot while still being true to your DJ craft, but still allowing yourself to step out into the unknown and do your thing, bro. You are talented. And y'all know I'm not finna BS nobody. I'm not no butt kisser. I don't do none of that. Like, bro, you talented, brother. And Anwar, thank you so much for your vulnerability. Chordonn, you as well. I didn't know half of those things about you, brother. Like, thank y'all for being so vulnerable and open with me in the audience on this podcast. So we're going to do this in two parts. So I don't know if y'all down for like another. Like, how much time do y'all have? Because I would like to do like one more upbringing based
I got all
question
day.
before we
I'm
get
pretty
into
Yeah,
free.
bro.
Yeah,
You got
I
me
got
y'all
all
all
down?
day,
day,
bro.
man. You got
Y'all
me
got
all
like another
day.
hour
Let's
in
do
y'all?
it. Let's do it. You got me all day,
Another
man.
hour. No, I'm just playing. Yeah,
You got another
I got
hour?
like I got like
yeah.
oh
I need to get some snacks. Shoot.
Get a snack, bro.
Right.
Well, wait till we close out this one. But so I'm gonna do this in two parts. The first one is going to be this is more upbringing. This is like the story part, and then the second part is going to be more into like community and then the work we do and things like that. So asking this last question for this last part. What what was and is your extended family dynamics like? So like your aunties, your uncles, cousins, like what is that family dynamic for y'all? So y'all can have a better idea of where I'm going with this question. I'm going to start off. My family, we have this joke where the people that moved here to Vegas with us, they're the more less toxic, more positive side of the family, and then the more toxic people that just got issues that they can't work with, that they never resolved from childhood, and they in their 40s and 50s and stuff like that. Just drama, 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 drama. They back in Chicago, so we got that little joke right there. So with my cousins, they cool, and I know how to maneuver and move around and stuff, but I mainly stay to myself in certain spaces. But my family, they're very problematic, very dysfunctional, very negative, a lot of gossip, a lot of just gossiping on each other, tearing each other down, a lot of self inner hate, some crab in the bucket kind of mentality with my family as well. And it's just they the complete opposite of how I carry myself. You know, coming from where I come from and them being who they are, I'm more chill. I'm more calm. You know, I'm fun, but I'm more calm and chill. They a little bit more turned up. They look crazy and they toxic. They super. They need therapy. They need therapy. I love them, but they need therapy. So that's my family dynamic. That's my family dynamic. So yeah. Anybody else want to go? Smooth. How you doing, bro? How's your extended family? How's the relationship dynamic with that for you?
Peace, peace. What's I'm gonna call it, man? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break it down with two sides. So my mom, you feel me? My mom's side, I was raised in a house full of love. You feel me? So thank, you know what I'm saying? Thank God, thank the universe. You feel me? But my mom's side was once my granny passed, rest in peace, man. That's when everything went separate. But that's when I kind of found out the true colors of my family, though. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was really kind of this, like I said, I was just this
What?
nerd. Like I was making stop
You
motions with
feel
my
it? Yeah.
3DS. Like, you feel me? Um, but the
Oh
blessing part
shit! I
was
got
my
a
dad's
chocolate
side, you know what I'm
croissant.
saying? 88,
My
like that's
pocket.
really my family, like DJ Kelly J, like that's
Yeah.
DJ D Wags, you know what I'm saying? DJ Certified, rest in peace. That's really my uncles and my aunties. I grew up with 88. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with the Bomb Squad 2016 era. You feel me? Like B Tim's, you know what I'm saying? So that was my family. So that's what gave me not only the
Um,
motivation to be myself, but to gain into the
look at how
craft
your
of
passport
music
Hold on,
and
saying
Smooth. I'm
art.
sorry. I'm
And
sorry, brother.
you ain't
Brother Izzy,
opening
can
your
I have you
door.
mute for a second?
Oh
you said
shit!
what?
My fault.
You're good, brother. All right, go ahead, Smooth.
You said what again?
I need you to mute Izzy.
Oh, my fault.
All right, go ahead, Smooth. My bad.
Nah, you good, you good, you good. Nah, I was just saying with my dad's side of my family, man, was really it was 88, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like DJ certified, rest in peace, DJ Kelly J, you know what I'm saying? DJ D Wax, DJ Remix, like that was all family. I grew up with 88. So my dad's side was what taught me not only the craft, but it gave me the other side of to say, you know what, even though that you have this family who call family, but they're doing the opposite, you still have people around you who are not only there for you and want to only see you succeed, but this is actually for you. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's just a blessing to, even though you have your downs, you got your ups, man. You got your ups. You gotta just see what's in front of you. You feel me? So, but yeah, that's my family, my cousins, my aunties, and stuff like that.
Man, that was wonderful, brother. And Anwar, I saw you, bro. That's facts. Ups and downs, ups and downs. It's life. Gotta take it. Gotta take the ups with the downs, the good with the bad, balance it out. Kev, I really want you to answer this because I be seeing you turning up with your grandma. I think you finna have her on a song or something like that. I saw you doing a TikTok with her. Like, I wanted you to expand on your family dynamic, like real bad. What's going on, brother?
All right. So it's it's a little complicated, right? Not really. It's not really complicated at all. So my mother, her parents were, I believe, 19 when they had her, 18 or 19. So all of her aunties and uncles, they're like her older brothers and sisters, right? So she has, on the Robinson side of the family, she has kind of been pushed into this situation of being the monarch of the family, right? My grandfather died at the age of 60 when I was in third grade. I believe I was like 13, or not 13, not third grade and 13. My
You was 13?
chill. My brain just elapsed, bro. My brain just elapsed. It didn't really start hitting until I was like 13. That's when I started really understanding stuff. But I was like 8 or 9, and what ended up happening was I seen my mom take on the pressures of the entire family, right? Of trying to make sure my grandmother was okay, trying to make sure her brother was okay, uncles, aunties, um, and still trying to communicate to me and my cousins that, like, and let us know that your grandfather is gone, but he's here in spirit, you know? And seeing her, how she just kind of pushed all of her emotions out of the way, and really just carried the baggage like the champion she is. It really, I understand why she is the monarch of the family, right? Um, but I love my grandmother. I love my uncles, my aunties. You know, they're a little crazy at times. On that side of the family. Uh, Specifically the family in Michigan. The family in Vegas, we all kind of solid. But the family in Michigan and Ohio and all of that, they turned up. They turned up in they lifestyles, you know. So they doing their thing. My dad is the middle child of nine, right? He's the middle child of nine. Um, and his dad was a military man, similar to Izzy. His father was a military man. Mother was a very loving, soft mother. Um, but they preach family first, right? Family over everything. If your brother gets into a fight, then all of y'all got to get in the fight. You know, if one person is doing bad, all of y'all are doing bad. Y'all need to get good. Everybody has to thrive off of each other, right? We're all going in the same place. This is the only space we have. We're excuse me. We're all going in the same place, right? And so I'm really tight with a lot of my family, and I see like how they've grown up, how people have changed, how society has shaped them, and it just makes me love them more. Honestly, it makes me love them more. Seeing how the world is can change people, and usually people will look at it in like a negative or a, a dimmed light. They turned it into something positive on both sides. Um, but yeah, man, it's it's one of those. It's one of those scenarios.
Thank you, brother Kev. You want me to call you Kev, YSK? Like, it don't matter.
Avion, you know me, bro. Just call me Kev.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just saying. And by the way, I've been needing to say this for a minute, brother. My name is Avrion with the R.
Avrion, my apologies. I'm so
You
sorry.
good, brother. You're good. You're good. You're good. But brother, like, thank you so much for that. And I definitely relate to you when it comes to like your mom being like the monarch of the family. My mom wasn't really that, but she definitely was the person to hold the. She was the glue of the family. Like as toxic as my family is, like let's say my cousin is into it with her mama, or like, or she into it with my grandma, whatever the case may be. My mom, they always call my mom phone, and I would be the person like my mom would come and talk to kind of like fake therapy, not really. Like she'll be like, "Son, this is da 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 da," and I ain't gonna lie, sometimes because I'm a very non-problematic person and have a low tolerance for BS and drama. So sometimes I don't want to hear certain conversations, but I allow my ear to be a listening ear sometimes, and I just be like, like mom, you don't need to take on all that. Like they literally call her. My mom name is Marquita. Like they like call her like Quita Fix It or Quita the Fixer because she always holds things together. If there's an issue, she's gonna find a way to get everybody in the family function without it coming to blows. And if it does come to blows, if it's aftermath, they call her to line it up. So yeah, I definitely relate to you with that, brother. And I've seen my mom be stressed out with that and trying to make sure everything is together. And it kind of affected me in some ways, not directly, but like indirectly, because it's like I just see all the stress that she has on her from the kids she has, myself and my siblings, the life that she's providing for us, and just her personal life, and then how she has this pressure of just being the glue to this toxic, very crab in the bucket type of family that we come from. Like literally, me and my mom, we do not resemble how our family is because she made it a point to raise us in a way that was not mirroring where we came from. But I definitely agree with you, brother. Anwar, can I have you speak on your family dynamics and your relationships with that?
Yeah. First, so even though I'm an alums, I consider myself a part of the Goings family, of course, because that's my family. And we're very well versed within the community. I mean, my grandpa was a pastor at Mountaintop for quite some time. Of course, my mom has been well versed within the community, and then even my aunts and uncles doing unrelated stuff, like my uncle doing soccer games. You know, it's really nice to see everybody make their own path. You know, it's really showed me that the community path is not the only path, even though that's what I'm mostly surrounded by, because, you know, those are the spaces I'm in. It's not the only path, you know. Everybody within my family is pretty tight knit, especially in the immediate ones, but extended wise, we're all over the country. I mean, some in Ohio, some in Detroit. Um, and when it comes to those people, I kind of wish I had more contact. You know, my grandpa, I remember this was such a funny story. My grandpa, he was like, "Can you pick up your cousin, blase, blase, blase?" And I was like, "Are you sure we know each other?" Right, yeah, I'm like, you know, but the Goins family is just so extended all over the country, all over the world, that even despite me knowing so much, I'm still in such a abyss of unknown when it comes to my family. Um, you know, it's all very cordial. I mean, of course, we have toxic people, but within our family, we take you as you are. We make you improve. We make you be better, but we take you as you are because you're family. You know, and of course I do not subscribe to the thought process of you have to do things for people because they're your family, but because my family are my people, it kind of just reaches in, you know. So yeah, it's all love, bro. We got even to the people I don't know. Shout out, I love you even if I don't know you.
And can I add on? I'm sorry. Can I add on? I want to. We take you as you are. That is the main thing. We take you as you are, bro. Like, there's this saying: you can't choose your family, but you can choose your friends, or something like that. You're like some in that regard, and you know it's a love. You know it's real, like unconditional love when you take people as they are. You know, that's how you know it's real. Like people go out of their way all the time, bro. And family members, friends, associates, whoever, right? And the you can tell the love isn't conditional because they don't take you for who you truly are, right? But you know that no matter what, if you take someone for who they truly are, that is genuine love. So I want to just commend you, Anwar. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man. I'm just myself, brother.
I appreciate it too, because I swear to God, shame the devil, I was about to call on Kev because I saw him. He's like real expressive. I said, "Yeah, my brother want to say something."
Hey,
So
is it
like,
possible if I can add on too? My
absolutely,
apologies.
brother. Go right
Okay,
ahead.
for so. I just wanted to add on to say I am a prime example of what you guys are talking about because y'all are my family. You feel me? I just wanted to say that to the world too, man, and spread the truth. Like y'all are really my family, man. You feel me? Y'all all inspire me and impact me to do not only just to do, I guess, like not just good things, but just be who you are because y'all took me on who I am. You feel me? YSK is a very, 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 very prime good example. I met him at a very, very low point in my life. You feel me? And yeah, very, very, yeah. It's real. But I want to add on to what you guys were saying on how when you meet certain people, you know, and I think I'm gonna bring it back to on what we originally was talking about before earlier too, on how you find certain people to grow, to make you grow on who you are. You feel me? You guys are all the example. You know what I'm saying? Due to my family and what I've went through, The universe has showed me what's in front of me. Y'all my peoples, man. Y'all my soul family. You feel me? So I just want to get on here and say I appreciate y'all because y'all inspired me to become who I am, become Smooth K, man. Smooth K wouldn't have done it without y'all. You feel me? Word is bond. So just appreciate y'all. Word.
Man, I love you too, bro. Like, we had our conversations of like meeting like-minded people and how they say you got to catch up to your tribe, or your tribe got to catch up to you, whatever the case may be. You attract your people. I feel like y'all are that for me. Like me being more like isolated in certain spaces and more self-sufficient and leaning so hard into myself because I stood out so hard in my old environment. That y'all are like the tribe that I've been waiting for. Brother Izzy, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just settling in. I just got home. So yeah, I'm still here. I'm still listening to y'all.
Perfect,
Can
perfect.
y'all
Are you
see
able
me?
to?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Are you able to speak to one of the questions?
Yeah. Can you just
Perfect.
remind me what the question was?
So the question is, you describing like your family dynamic and the connections of that. Like, what are the relationships in your family dynamic?
So my family dynamic is a bit different. I would say that here, so with my blood, I would say I was born here, but I'm not from here, meaning that um when I was born, it was just my mother and then my biological father, but they both were not from here. They both are not from America. They both are from Mexico. So for myself, I really don't have blood family like that here, and actually at all here in America, other than my mother and my sister. But I do have family from my father's side, like I shared to you guys earlier. However, it's just like I wasn't necessarily raised with them, nor did I grow up with them, nor do I have any type of connection with them. So I really, when it comes to family dynamics, is mostly like the community is my family. To be real honest with you, like the community is like the closest thing that I got to family because I feel more of a connection to community than I do with any type of quote unquote family that they consider themselves as family. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some uncles, there are some aunties, right? There are some cousins, right? That I mess with and I have a bond with, but like the overall dynamics of it is that I really don't got anybody like that. The community is my family, so that would be my family dynamics.
Man, thank you for that vulnerable and authentic answer, brother. I really do appreciate you. And before I get to Chordonn, I do want to say this to my peoples, my fam bam. I love y'all. Y'all know y'all look crazy. Y'all know y'all can be a little toxic. Y'all know what's up. I'm speaking being 100. But y'all came through when it was time to come through. You dropped the kid off at school when the moms was at work. Y'all did y'all thing. I ain't just putting a bag on y'all 100% bad. Like y'all cool. It's love there. But we just got some work to do. That's it. I love y'all. I ain't gonna put y'all in the gutter like that. I love y'all, but we got some work to do as a family, for real. But Cordon, brother. So, how is your family dynamic?
Before I answer that question, I wanted to ask Izzy, what's for dinner? I heard somebody in the back ask, "Was the food ready?"
Yeah, bro, that's my mom's. You know what I'm saying? She
Hey,
made
I'm
some
finna
dinner
come
and
get a
stuff like
plate.
that. You said what,
I'm,
bro?
I'm finna come get a plate.
Nah. Relax.
On the way.
Yeah,
But nah,
but yeah, just to let y'all know, I'm going to eat while also do this podcast if that's cool.
that's cool. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, bet for sure, for sure, for sure.
So my family, as far as like biological family, my grandma only had my mom and her sister. Her sister had four children, but they stayed in Chicago due to some parental disagreements or however that went. I don't know the full story. I was too young to know. But long story short, I never really saw them. I mean, I can count like on maybe one hand how many times I can remember seeing them. Um, but my mom has a lot of close friends that she grew up with that have children, and those are my cousins here. That's who I grew up with. That's who is in all the pictures at my birthdays and all this and that. Those are my cousins, even though we not blood. And then on my dad's side, he has a brother. They don't have the same father. Yeah, they don't have the same father. So I don't know my cousin from my uncle on my dad's side, but my dad was raised by some of his cousins and his aunts and things like that. So all of their kids are my cousins as well. And I feel like it's something that is kind of, I mean, I guess you could say cliche or taboo or a stereotype within the black community is that, you got your mom's side and you got your dad's side. And if your mom's side and your dad's side ain't gonna be the same. Unless your mom and dad are together, which unfortunately is not reality for a lot of us. Um, your mom and your dad's side gonna be different. And like you mentioned, Avrion, about your different sides of your family, that the Vegas side and then the Chicago side is kind of like my mom's side and my dad's side. But being raised by my mom, it was like she didn't, and I commend her for this. She didn't shelter me or keep me away from my dad's side of the family, even though they walked a different life than what my mom's side of the family grew up as, or even what my mom wanted me to grow up to be. She wanted to make sure that I wasn't, necessarily on that path, but at the same time, this is your family. These are your people. They will do anything for you as you should do anything for them. And on my dad's side of the family, know I love them to death. We don't see each other often or whatever, but dang, Kev, you scared me.
My bad, bro. My bad. I've been trying to get this set up right for like the whole podcast, bro. My phone was about to die. It was so bad. I am so
Yo, that
sorry,
was a
y'all.
jump scare, bro. Goodness gracious. But yeah, it's just, mom's side of the family, dad's side of the family, and then like as we grow older, especially in this age with social media and phones and stuff, it's like we drift apart physically in person. I don't see a lot of any of my cousins, biological or not, in person. But I can pick up the phone, go on their Instagram, you know what I'm saying, DM them and be like, yo, cuz you good? And they're gonna text me right back. But it's like that's just the age that we grow up in. We're not our families are not as tight knit because of these. Um so yeah, that's kinda like what my family dynamic is like. And then my grandma take care of everybody. She's one of those grandmas. I got a whole bunch of people I ain't never even met yet. That's like, oh, crazy story actually. I went to high school and this girl was like, "I know you," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" She showed me a picture of her with my grandma. I'm like, "Yo, what?" She's like, "Yeah, we grew up together." I'm like, "This is crazy," but that's just how small Vegas is. But yeah, that's pretty much how my family dynamic is, extended wise.
Wow, that's first off, that's a crazy story. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, like I haven't attended a lot of family functions like that. So whenever I be seeing, like some attractive looking young lady, I be having to know the last name. Cause like I ain't trying to, bump to my cousin. You feel me? Because I don't be at every family reunion. On some real stuff. But yeah, man, bro, I really appreciate you adding on to both the mom side and the dad side. I didn't really touch on my dad's side, so I'm gonna touch on that briefly before we move on to the next part and get our little 5 minute break in. My dad's side of the family, I don't know them too well because, like I said, my pops, he's from Springfield. My mom's side of the family from Chicago, so he was locked up until I was like 11. So he was till I was like 11. He had came home, and my older siblings, I'm the youngest on my dad's side of four. So I have two older sisters and I have two older brothers. One of them just got out of prison not too long ago. He doing decent, but anyway. So they're pretty much that they was like a little turned up too. but I really don't know them that well because I went there for like summer vacations when my pops was locked up, and then when he came home, we would go to like different. He would come home, scoop me up from Chicago, and we'll take a road trip down to Indianapolis. That's where my older sister from. Then we'll go to Ohio. That's where my older brother's from. And then I would spend time with my siblings on my dad's side like that. We're not the closest, but those road trips from when we were younger, and in they later teen years and in my preteen years, they meant a lot. But as far as the extended family on my dad's side, we're not that close. It's like so many people. My older brother called me like, "Hey, ain't Jesse made da 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 da." I'm like, "No," and he like, man, this crazy, da 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 da, man. She just da 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 da. I don't know any of those people. Being real, I know my grandma, my dad's mom. I know my grandfather, my dad's father. I know my siblings. I know my uncle Don, which is my dad's uncle. But other than that, it's a whole side of that family that I don't know because they don't reach out to me. Some of them like try to get me on Facebooks and stuff, and I love them, but I don't really connect with that side of my family like that because y'all can tell me if I'm wrong for this, but I used to always be the guy to just reach out and extend myself, extend an olive branch, always do the checking up on people. But since I've been maturing more and I've been more, let's say like less people pleasing and more really focused on myself, I'll check in from time to time, but I don't do what I used to do, like check in just randomly. Like I'll be because they relationships are a two-way street. Relationships are a two-way street. So I feel like even though like yeah, like okay, even when my mom be like, "Did you check on your grandma?" It's like I haven't checked on her in a while, but she can call me too. She know my number. Like my number is a 217 number. It's a Springfield area code. I still got that same number from when I was 14 when my pops got me that phone. Still got the same number. And they don't hit me up. They don't call me. From time to time, I might reach out, but I don't really mess with them on certain like degrees, like because some of them be on some messy stuff. Like my grandma. So my pops, he passed. I'm gonna put that out there. So my grandma, she had called me. I think like 2 months. I was surprised. I was like, "What? She calling me? What?" Kind of excited a little bit, even though she don't really talk about too much of anything. She's kind of dry on the phone, but I love her. I was excited to get that call, and she had called me telling me about this mystery sibling that's older than me but younger than my other older brother, and he came out of nowhere apparently, to and it's like different stuff, different we getting different pieces of his inheritance, certain things of what he used to own. And she called me talking about it's this guy, he coming up talking about he's one of y'all siblings, that he's your dad's son. And I was like, what? So that whole day I was just real confused and thrown off. And it's like when I got off the phone, I was just thinking, that's what you called me for? Y'all can tell me if I'm wrong for that, but it's like you know my number because you called me for that. But when it comes to checking up on me, seeing if I'm good, you can call me too. Like, I love reciprocation. I love reciprocity. I'm not gonna harp on this part of the conversation too long, but that's just me because I do reach out and I do check in on people, but I've done a little less of that because again, reciprocity. But this has been a great part one of this podcast. I loved y'all authenticity. I love y'all perspectives, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity to get to know y'all on a deeper level and for other people in the audience as well to be able to hear these different perspectives, grow, learn from this, and use this as a tool to improve their lives as well. So this is the end of part one of the Realness Meets Logic podcast, episode 4, and we